250 intellectual leaders taken hostage and killed. Women and children raped, tortured, and left to starve in hot deserts. 1.5 million people killed. The story of the Armenian genocide. Today I'm going to inform you guys, my audience, about what a genocide is, how the genocide occurred, and where the genocide stands today in terms of recognition. A genocide is the deliberate and systemic extermination of an ethnic or national group. Pretty much means that a certain group of people want to get rid of a whole ethnic group and annihilate them and completely demolish them and kill them as a race. According to Armeniapedia.org, there were 3 reasons as to why the Armenian genocide occurred. First, because the Armenians wanted to be considered full citizens of Turkey. They wanted the same rights that the Turkish citizens had, and they wanted to be treated equally. They also wanted their own independence because they didn't want to be constantly governed by the Ottoman Turks. Second, the Ottoman Turks wanted a pan-Turkic empire. A pan-Turkic empire is an area of land with only Turkish-speaking individuals. And the Armenians did not want to be forced to that because they wanted to preserve their Armenian culture. They wanted to be able to speak Armenian, they wanted to be able to read in Armenian, and they wanted to raise their children in a traditional Armenian family. However, the Turks would not approve of that. The last reason as to why the Armenian genocide occurred is because the Ottoman Turks wanted to completely annihilate the Armenian race. Because the Armenians during that time were the only major group of Christians living in Turkey, and the Ottoman Turks were Muslims, they wanted to get rid of the Armenians and therefore get rid of Christianity. Yerevan, which is an Armenian newspaper, states that we commemorate the Armenian genocide every year on April 24 because that is when the 250 intellectual leaders were taken hostage and killed. Although the Armenian genocide occurred for several years and not just on one day, April 24 is the day that we end up commemorating it because that is when all the intellectual leaders were taken hostage and killed. There are 135 memorials in different countries that commemorate the Armenian genocide, and the 2 infamous ones are held in Montebello and Armenia. Now, a year ago, whenever Barack Obama was making a speech, he actually was interviewed by Yerevan, this Armenian newspaper, and he stated that he would recognize the Armenian genocide. He said that he would state the word genocide in his speech when he was speaking about the Armenian genocide. However, when the time came, he stated the word genocide in Armenian, which is tsaghaspanochun, and pretty much only the Armenian race could understand that, so he didn't recognize the Armenian genocide, which is why until today, many Armenians are still holding protests to get the Armenian genocide recognized. In my personal experience, I went to an Armenian school for all my life, 18 years, and every year we would hold protests in different areas to support the Armenian genocide and get it recognized. One of the protests that we would actually go to was the one in front of the U.S. and Turkish embassy. And then also there are ones that are held in North Hollywood, in Montebello, and several other areas. And then also every year our school would actually make t-shirts that had to do with the Armenian genocide to get it recognized, and we'd end up wearing those shirts to the protest to better support the protest. And one of the shirts, well, this is the most recent shirts that our school made. It pretty much says verdict guilty, and then on the bottom it says 94 years of denial. So we made shirts like that, and then we would go and protest to get the Armenian genocide recognized, and people are more informed about what is actually going on with the Armenian genocide. So today I have informed you guys about what the genocide is, the 3 reasons as to why the genocide occurred, and where it stands in terms of recognition today. As quoted by Adolf Hitler, after all, who remembers the annihilation of the Armenian race? I just want you guys to remember that a lot of people do not actually recognize the Armenian genocide, so next time April 24 comes around, try supporting the Armenian race and go to a protest that's held in Montebello or North Hollywood. Thank you.